Lecture 11 under Unit 1 Principles of Work Zone Traffic Management Plan. So, this unit is little longer, which has 12 lecture hours. So, we are going to discuss about temporary traffic control zones. So, what are the various elements of temporary traffic control zones? Why we are calling it as temporary means it will be disappear. After once the work is over, they will remove all the barricades, traffic control devices, everything. So it comes to normal. A work zone is an area of a highway where road user operating conditions are changed because of construction and maintenance activities. So, if, for example, if you see in a Mount Road, there was a 6-lane road, 3-lane for each direction. So, traffic is moving. So now the metro construction is going on, so that they are occupying 2 lanes. So only 1 lane, if suppose they are providing, definitely it will affect the road user behavior. So they will get irritated. So they are changing the existing traffic scenario due to the work zone. So you can see in this picture, there is this Pundamalli High Road. Half of the road is occupied for metro construction, for Chennai metro construction. So buses, two-wheelers, all they are going with a narrow lanes, with a very congested way of traffic movement. It takes more time to cross since half of the lane is occupied. So this creates a nuisance for road users. The construction and maintenance activities would involve movement of workers and construction equipment requiring dedicated space for performing the activities and moving materials for the activities. So there are much of traffic is moving. Along with that, the construction equipments are in operation, construction materials are transported. So all kind of conflicting is taking place. They open the barricade for construction material trucks for site entry. So that will affect the traffic movement. So all this conflict is happening at the work site. The presence of regular traffic and work traffic makes the work zone a potential zone of conflict, resulting in disruption to normal traffic and hazards. So it is creating a nuisance for the normal traffic, and also it is very dangerous since it is very narrow. So you should be very careful whenever you are crossing a work zone. So it is highly hazardous, and fatality is very normal at work sites. So since people go at normal speed and they expect unexpected things, barricades, some kind of things, obstructions. So they, especially during night time, they may go and hit, and it may leads to fatal accidents. So it is a very important the type of accidents we should avoid. The work zone is typically distinguished by the presence of signs, various signboards you can see in the work site, channelizing devices, barriers, pavement markings, and work vehicles. All you can see in the work site. It extends from the first warning zone. So first the warning zone. So there are different zones are there. So initially they give you a warning. Yes, work zone is going to start. You reduce your speed. So starting from first warning zone, it may be a oscillating light or a strobe light or some flashing, rotating lights which gives alert to the driver that work zone is going to start, and it still continue up to the last end of work zone. So work zone sign. So up to that vehicle has to cross. The length of work zone may vary from half a kilometer to even 5 kilometers sometimes for road widening works and all. These are the strobe lights, flashing lights. So what are the various elements of temporary work zones? So this is what listed here: advanced warning zone, the first zone; approach transition zone, there is a tapering they give in this zone; activity zone, the actual zone; terminal transition zone, again at the end of work zone they give another tapper, that is terminal transition zone; work zone end zone. So the last signboard they keep. Up to that, the full advance from starting from the first signpost to the last signpost is known as a complete temporary traffic control zone. So this temporary traffic control zone length varies, depends upon the existing speed or the design speed of your road. It varies from urban road. the speed may be different, whereas in national highway the speed is different. So it depends upon the speed, existing speed conditions, this length of transition zones and length of work zones, everything varies. So for that in ARC given some kind of guidelines. So what distance you need to maintain, how much length of work zone you need to maintain. So that we will discuss in the table 4.1. Yes, this is the table 4.1, suggested length for temporary traffic control zones. So you can see the speeds of the existing speeds of vehicles in the traffic control zone. And then you can see advanced warning zone length. First signboard sign from the start of tapper. So where you want to install. For example, if you take up to 550 kilometer, especially in urban roads, the first signboard should be installed at 180 meter from the first barricade. The tapering barricade is there, right? So in that, so you can see the tapper. This is from this 180 meters. You need to provide the first signboard and the minimum distance between two successive signboards. So you keep a successive signboard. So every 40 meters, one signboard you need to your work zone ahead, reduce your speed, some kind of signboards, warning you need to give for the driver, right? So that is 40 meters distance they are telling. Then the approach tapper length, the first barricade, it is starting and give you a tapering. So the tapering is 1 is to 12 they are saying. So 1 is to 12 means suppose your buffer space, that is work zone width is 1 meter for example, then your tapering length should be 12 meters. So in 1 is to 12, so 12 meters as it is you can give. Suppose 2 meters, your work zone width is 2 meters, then it is 24 meter long, twice the length of 1 meter. So suppose 4 meter, your workspace is 4 meter width, then it is 48 meters. Okay, you understand this? Say for example, if the speed is 101 to 120, if it is 4 meter workspace, then 100 meter long tapering zone you need to provide. 100 meter, right? So similarly, the terminal tapper, the another tappers after the work zone, there is a terminal tappering is there. So that is 1 is to 10. They are giving little less, lesser length compared to the approach tapper. So this is 1 is to 10. So 10 meters. 1 meter width means 10 meters, whereas 4 meter width means 40 meters. This is for up to 50 kmph. Suppose our highway is expressway, then 80 meter tapering we need to provide for 4 meter width of work zone. Okay, and at radius also, what is the circular curve radius also they given. Suppose the work zone is falls on a curve. So what is the minimum radius you need to maintain? So all those things also is given. And work zone end length. See, after the termination of the work zone, so end of the last signboard you keep, so right? So that should be 45th meter you need to keep if the speed is up to 50 kmph. Suppose 101 means 100 meter apart you need to keep the last signboard. And you can see the workspace varies. Okay, approach, minimum approach longitudinal buffer. So you can see in this buffer WEL, so this one. So this is the buffer zone should be for 10 meters. Longitudinal buffer is 10 meters. If it is 50, below 50 kmph. So minimum exceed longitudinal buffer 5 meters. So minimum lateral buffer is in 0.5 meters. So you should always keep this figure, and then you can understand what is the this one. Okay, so distance between sites. Suppose if you have consecutive work zones. Okay, so desirable is if it is 50 kmph, 2 meter apart. Every 2 meter you can have a work zone. Okay, if it is a 101 to 120, it is 10 meter apart, the work zone should be located. This is desirable, but exceptionally you can go up to 5 meters once you can give. So there is one work zone, then after 5 kilometer only the another work zone should start. So there may be a progressive work. Okay, kind of road widening, for example, road widening projects and all. If it is there, then they have to give spacing. Okay, so that spacing is mentioned as 5 kilometer, right? So this is how the table 4.1 explains the various length requirement for based on the speed of the vehicle. Okay, thank you.